How you doing, YouTube? Mountain Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. Fucking mystery beers, baby. Gotta love those mystery beers. Unless it's your last mystery beer. Last in this series. Not my last one ever. Obviously, I'll keep doing these as long as people keep setting me up with them. But yeah, the last one I have in my fridge going right now. So I think I have maybe 6 left to post, I believe. And this is number 6. This one was sent to me, or given to me, not even sent to me, hand delivered to me. Actually, I went to his house for a Super Bowl party and I took him with me. From Chris. Thank you very much, Chris. He set me up with my last batch of mystery beers. This is the second batch he set me up with, so there you go. Mystery beers. Beers I don't know anything about. They're wrapped. They're given to me with 0 indication of what I'm drinking. So, yeah. Let's dive in. What do we have? White label. Dig it. You know? Who knows what's in there? It could be anything. I've hit some of these on the head. Nailed them, if you will. And some I have gotten markedly wrong. So, we'll see what happens with this one. And this is kind of like the one where I'm like, fuck, man, come on. I usually try to do my mystery beers first if I'm going to do a couple of reviews in the night. That I'm going to do today. So now I got to start out with a stout. I don't know how that's going to do me. Or it could be a porter. We don't know yet, but it looks like a stout. It's pretty damn dark. Big, nice, creamy, what I like my coffee to look like color head. It's dissipating relatively, not quickly, but it's kind of rocky in the edges, let's put it that way. Just over a pinky's worth of head, and she'd be dark, man. She poured dark, she's dark, she looks like a stout from a distance. She could be a Baltic Porter. She could be any of that kind of bits and pieces, but yeah. She's got those stout vibes, baby. See what she has in her nose. I'm getting stout. I'm getting malt. I shouldn't say I'm getting stout. I'm getting malt. I'm getting rich, dark malts. Rich, dark malts, and I'm getting something else. I don't know what it is. Maybe a smokiness. There's almost like a little bit of kind of like a meat smoky kind of savoriness to it in the background somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a little bit of kind of like a savory kind of like charred meatiness, kind of Rosh beer kind of style, but not that big, not huge smokiness, more of that meat kind of savory, slightly soy saucy kind of savoriness to it on top of that big kind of roasted malt. And that's all I'm really getting. That savory component of the show combined with that kind of big roasted malt. There's really not much bitter in there as far as hops, as far as malts. I'm not getting a ton of sweetness either. I'm just getting that roasted malt and that kind of savory component, a little bit of umami soy sauce thing going on. So let's dive in, see what she's got. Cheers. Tastes like a Baltic Porter to me. Tastes like a Baltic Porter. Tastes like a big, roasty Baltic Porter. I mean, stouts and Baltic Porters, you know, they can kind of touch each other. So it just has this kind of slightly kind of lagery, kind of yeasty vibe to it on top of that roasted malt. That savory, meaty component, not really getting that much in the taste. To be perfectly honest with you, all I'm getting is big roasted malts. Not much bittering, a little bit of bittering to the roasted malt, but it's not that much, enough to balance out the sweetness. It's not too sweet of a beer, but I'm guessing this actually has a little bit of oomph to it, a little giddy up to its step. You know what I mean? It tastes like it's somewhere getting in that 8, 9, 10% range, but it's super drinkable, super tasty, classic. I'd be surprised if this one wasn't a Core 4 beer. Yeah, water, malt, hops, yeast. I don't really think there's much of anything else going on there. Just a nice, kind of tasty, straightforward maltiness. Like I said, it has that little bit of kind of lagery yeastiness to it. But other than that, stout. Like I said, I just kind of knee-jerk Baltic Porter. It reminds me of Framing Hammer, is what it reminds me of. But I dig it. And that's all I have. So I'm going to reveal it and see what we got. Yeah, this batch was pretty fun. I have had a couple different beers come through this batch that I nailed. Some that I totally did not get. And there you go. It's an oatmeal stout. Didn't really get the oatmeal vibes off there. It's Dark Star Oatmeal Stout. So this is basically the base of everybody's favorite kind of barrel-aged Dark Star, but it's the can version. It's the base version, which is super really cool. It's an Imperial Oatmeal Stout. It's 8% alcohol by volume. This is packaged December 26th. This is March 2nd. So, you know, not that matters so much with an oatmeal stout. On the side we have here, it says, it talks about the brewery over there, and then I don't think it talks about the beer. Oh, it does. Dark Star is part of our Imperial series. It was inspired by wandering tribes scattered throughout the terrible journey of time and space and adrift in dark matter between spaces and then and now. Dark Star is a dark, mysterious, yet silky oatmeal stout of grand proportions balanced by a firm hop handshake. Didn't really get that. Go ahead, enjoy the journey because beer journeys matter. Yeah, it definitely had a little bit of like a subtle kind of yeastiness, the extra yeasty funkiness. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just a little bit of that kind of oatmeal playing with it. It's nice, it's creamy, but it didn't kind of scream to me that it was an oatmeal stout. Now, Baltic Porters tend to have a little bit more of a creamy mouthfeel to them. Maybe that's why I went in the Baltic Porter range. But it's a tasty beer. That bittering is there. You couldn't tell me that bittering is huge like they're talking about. It's there, but I couldn't tell you if it was coming from the yeast or if it was coming from actual hops, or not yeast, sorry, malt. Is that bittering from the roasted malts or the hops? It's just tasty beer all around. And it's super cool that I got to try this, actually. This has been a beer that I've really wanted to try for a long time, so to actually get it in a mystery beer is pretty freaking cool. Super tasty, solid beer, man. Absolutely delicious. And something I would chug. Not a lot of, because, you know, it's 8%. But, yeah, delicious. So let's talk about it. Is it one of the better base oatmeal stouts I've had in a while? Actually, yeah. It's probably one of the best. Value and availability, I don't know. It's Fremont. I assume Chris got this via a Tavour thing. But if somebody out there out in Portland way, Oregon way, because that's where they are, right? Portland, Oregon? Or very close to that? I know they are. I shouldn't even have to look for it, right? Spin the can around. Where is it from? Seattle, Washington. There you go. Close enough. So if somebody out there wants to chime in, let us know all that stuff and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like big stouts that drink big but aren't too gigantic, stuff with flavor, stuff with impact, a nice balance from the sweetness and whatnot. If you like stouts, because that's what this is. This is just, like I said, I thought it was a Baltic Porter. You know, I thought it was a big imperialized kind of porter. You know, that, you know, check me off the list of getting that wrong, but at the same time, I don't think I was too far from what this beer is trying to be, which is a nice, higher ABV, roasty, toasty, kind of malty stout that just delivers pretty delicious stuff. And nice tidy little cans. So there you go. Another review of the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff and things. If you want to check me out anywhere else on the internet, Massive Beers for the social medias. If you want to check me out in the podcast land, type in Beer Massif, MASSIF.com, or your podcast or whatever. Check me out there and doing the whole podcasting thing. There you go. Another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little oatmeal stout right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.